Melanie Newman for the Arizona Fall League out today with left-hand reliever Shane McCain. Shane, you had something really special happen for you. You got to be a member of the Texas Rangers organization and then find out just a couple weeks ago that you would be out here in Arizona. What was going through your head when they told you they'd send you here?
I was really taken off guard. The season ended, and they told me, go home and get your rest. And that's what I was doing. I hadn't picked up a ball. I hadn't been in the weight room. I was just kind of letting my body rest. And Andrew Faulkner, for whatever reason, he went home. And when they called me, they asked if I was willing to do it, and I said, absolutely. I'd love that opportunity. So here I am.
And you mentioned trying to get some rest after the season. You had a bit of a longer season this year. It's your second consecutive time that you had a league championship out with High Desert this year. What was that like for your team?
That's the group of guys. We were kind of in the 2014 draft class, and these guys we've all kind of blended together really well with Trevino. Tendler, seen Fasola out here, Heineman kind of jumped in the mix. And we've created a good winning atmosphere, and they kind of kept us together, and it's fun, and hopefully we can continue the tradition.
You mentioned 2014. At that point, you were signing out of Troy University, where you were a Friday night starter with the second most in strikeouts in the university's history. What really led to that transition into a bullpen role?
I think that's where I kind of saw myself going into the big leagues. The Rangers have talked to me about continuing to start, but for me personally, I think my career is better suited as a reliever. I like the idea of coming in, more times than not, it's when the offense has some things going and it's your time to stop the momentum, and I've loved to embrace that role.
Do you think that's been more of a physical or a mental really thing that you've had to try to grasp?
Mental for sure. I kind of got used to at Troy, just pacing myself and learning to get people out in different ways. And something I've had to learn as a reliever is just attacking. And I try to do that and simplify it as much as I can. It's just attacking hitters with every pitch, attacking the strike zone, and that's what I try.
Earlier, you mentioned guys like Jose Trevino and Fasola. They're also out here with you in the Fall League. So really to go from High Desert into this situation, how has that led to your team having chemistry?
This team, and that's not just from them. There's not a bad guy in that locker room. It's been a great experience just getting to hear from not only our guys that are, elite players, but other guys from other organizations who have different takes on the game or different approaches. And this team's blended well.
There are plenty of other guys, obviously, from other organizations, having all 30 of them out here. Some of them are your former teammates who are products of trades. You got to see them here today. How special is that to all be under one roof?
It's been weird. It's kind of bizarre looking across, seeing some of the guys. Dylan Moore and Demerritt, they were huge parts of us getting into the playoffs and winning a championship. And this has been my first experience having to play against someone who we used to play with, so it takes some getting used to for sure.
And as you wind into the last couple of weeks out here in the Fall League, what are you pushing through to get into the off season?
Really, for me, I'm still kind of getting my feel back because I stopped throwing for a little while, and there was one outing where I didn't have my feel, and then I kind of get it back. So I'm just trying to live and be consistent for the rest of the time period here, and then go home and restart again.
And while you are living out here, you actually get to be in your parent organization's home, surprise hosting the Texas Rangers and now, of course, the surprise Saguaros. Do you get that level of comfort of already knowing the stadium and the surroundings?
Definitely. And, we have the trainers here, our strength and conditioning guys, and that's definitely facilitated my health and consistency. I had my pitching coach right here, and he kind of got me geared up quick enough to be ready.
And lastly, Shane, you look back on the past several years since you left Troy and where you are ultimately trying to head for 2017. What's your collective thought on all of the process that you've been through?
Like I said, even my take on pitching is attack. Like, all I try to think about now is attacking in every sense. I've gotten caught up before in thinking about, where am I going to be? Where's my career going to go? And at the end of the day, it hurts me because it's out of my control. And all I can really control is attacking the hitters. So day in and day out, that's the one thing I try to think about. And I got that from really listening to big leaguers. Any big leaguer you talk to, everything's so simple. They can put it in like such a simple terminology. So that's what I try to translate into my game.
Hopefully that game translates out into a big league career for you. Thank you, Shane.
Thank you.
Again, with lefty reliever Shane McCain for the Arizona Fall League, this is Melanie Newman.